And welcome back to Nintagious First. This time we'll be tackling Drill Dozer. Clearly, you should be able to tell that by now. This is quite a little gem of a game that I'm sure most of you have never heard of. As you can see, as you probably might have just seen, this game did come out in 2006, which I believe was after the DS was already released. So, yeah, a Game Boy Advance. I believe the DS came out in 2004. That's just off the top of my head. But, so, yeah, this came out 2 years after the Game Boy Advance was already kind of on its way out, which is probably why it's so obscure. And it is brought to us by the creative minds at Game Freak. And a few little notes here. One, if you're watching this, or if like regardless of if you've watched more of my videos or not, I tend to not sit here and read off all the dialogue to the viewer, and I don't know if that's if anyone likes it like that. If they don't want to listen to me read off all the dialogue, maybe they do. I do tend to read kind of fast, I think, so I tend to go through dialogue pretty quickly when I'm reading it in my head. So I might be going through it too quickly for people who are trying to read along. So if you have an opinion on that, please feel free to leave a comment, and I can try and make some changes based on feedback there. Another note is that I am considering this a first playthrough, but like many first playthroughs, I've already played through like the first few levels. Mostly because I already started recording this playthrough once, and then I had a malfunction with all the footage, so I had to start over. And I was already like 4 stages in or something by that point. So a lot of this I've already done. These first few episodes might not be terribly interesting. But hopefully I can actually like talk about like what's happening a little bit more. I won't have to focus so much on what I'm doing. So I don't think they've actually referred to her by name, but this is Jill, the hero of our game. And some of you might know her from her appearance as an assist trophy in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. At this point in time, which it would be late. It's late August when I'm recording this. At this point in time, she's not yet been shown as a returning assist trophy in the new Smash Brothers. By the time I actually start uploading this episodes, that might be a different story. I would assume that she'll be returning because, like, why would you take assist trophies out unless they're becoming playable, you know? So, I believe the characters here are treasure hunters of some sort. And you know, like, pretty early for a complaint already, but as I said, I've already played through a few of these levels on a botched playthrough. And I don't like how much the other characters talk at you. They stop you a lot to kind of tell you what to do and stuff. Hopefully that isn't as much of an issue later in the game once you kind of know how to play already. We'll find out. I don't think I really got far enough to actually know if that's the case or not. So yeah, the machine I'm riding in would be the drill dozer, and as they just explained, I have to well, the fall I just took damaged the machine, so I have to get my gears back so that I can shift up my drilling. And unfortunately, that is something that happens in all of the game's stages. Like once I finish this stage, you'll see that you'll see that the machine is worn out and it will lose its gears again. So you have to find your gears in every stage, or at least early on. Maybe later that's not as big of a problem. But for now, that's how I know it. And in the brief dialogue at the beginning there, they explain that what's happening here is that I guess this gang of thieves stole a red diamond from us. So we're kind of raiding their hideout right now to get that back. I guess I could talk a little bit about like the actual controls here too, in case. Again, I've been going through the dialogue of the tutorials rather quickly. Since it is a Game Boy Advance game, there's not that many controls in this, since there's really only like 4 buttons. Well, there's start and select, but those are just menus. So the A button is just jumping like that. And then both L and R are your drill buttons. I've been using R primarily so far because there hasn't been a reason to do otherwise. There are puzzles at some point that require you to spin your drill in the other direction. But that's not for a few stages yet. Just gonna try my best to collect as many of these little chips as I can, so that I can buy lots of upgrades later. Although, as far as I had played before, I hadn't really... The only upgrades they had given me access to were health upgrades. Oh, come on. Oops. Then, now let me take these guys out before I explain any other control bits. You also have this little slide thing, which is just down and jump, which will come in handy later. Not quite yet. And then B just allows you to kind of look around, which allows you to look up and down to see if there's I guess get a better look at the level. Oops. There gotta go. Really? Get back here. There we go. That wasn't worth it. He didn't even drop anything. Okay, that you need. Oh, cool. They're gonna tell us now. So anyway, yeah, you need all 3 gears to get through the thicker barriers. Don't recall immediately where I'm supposed to be going at the moment. Another problem I made. Well, I guess it wasn't a problem. It didn't stop me from. It wasn't what stopped me from uploading the episodes I've already done. But I was going with my ordinary 15-minute episode time in the episodes I've already done. And a lot of these stages are like just over 15 minutes in length, so it was kind of awkward because I'd very often start an episode and then like immediately finish the stage. So for this one, I'm just gonna go through the whole stage here and just kind of see how that goes, see how long the episode winds up being. And now's the part where I'm not going to talk quite as much because this music's pretty fun, so. And as far as I know, they kind of hit you with this music every time, like in every stage when you gear up to the 3rd gear. Again, I've only been through like 4 stages, so I could be wrong there. Maybe it changes eventually. And as you can see, when you have the third gear, you can just kind of go indefinitely. Whereas the other ones, you could only go for so long. Which, maybe that wasn't clear, actually. Like, maybe it looked like I was choosing to stop drilling, but no. The first 2 gears, you can only go for so long. That was dumb. I jumped right on top of that bullet. Poor job of shifting at the moment. Oh dear. I'm coming for you. Health. Okay, there wasn't really anything up there. Don't know what I'm supposed to do about there are the steel blocks and then there's purple ones. And I have not been far enough to know what to do about those. I'm assuming you upgrade your drill bit eventually, and you can drill through them. I believe there's a door over here. Yep. Now we can get through here, no problem. Like, yeah, I believe the first time I went through this, like, I think I cut the first episode right around here, which was pretty ridiculous because this stage is almost over, so yeah, I'm just gonna keep going for now, and right there's one of those purple blocks I mentioned. It's just health, that wasn't much of a point to that, but oh well. Yeah, I think, like, I beat this guy and then that's pretty much it. I think that's the end of the stage. Oops. I thought I hit R in time, but I guess not. Pop. Actually, there's quite a little bit of this stage left, I think. I forgot about some of these parts. Or, not necessarily forgot, but I forgot that it was in this first stage. And as they just said, I now have to drill in the opposite direction to lower that door and lower that barricade. Oh yeah, this is it. And then I think the next stage picks up right there. So that's a small introductory taste of what's to come in this series with this game. As you can see, our Dozer's now breaking down and spitting its gears out. Alright, so next time we'll move on with raiding these guys' hideout. Skulkers, I believe they're called. And then, like I said, I have played through a few levels of this game, but I still don't really know what, like, the grand scheme of things is. So, we'll still be finding that out together if you stay tuned. I hope you do. And so I'll see you next time for the rest of the Skulker Factory.